recording. As I mentioned, we have really 1 week left. So I want you to get used to some animation stuff. I'm going to show you the most advanced animation technique we'll get to today, which is a form of inverse kinematics. You remember we talked about forward kinematics, which is the way most things are animated. This is the new version of Modo, the new beta. If I look under about Modo, you'll see it will say, well, it would say it. That shouldn't make too much difference. You'll notice the layout is a little bit different. For example, it doesn't automatically come up with tool properties, but that's not a big deal for us. Let's load what we've been working on. I'm going to go back a few versions because we have all of these various Bensons. I'm going to pick Benson Rigged 4 because I'm going to hope that has no animation on it yet. If I go under Animate, over here, this is all set up to be animated, but it's not actually animated, which is good. Because what I want to do right now, and let me make sure that the screen is showing properly. Yeah. You know what else? I'm going to move that keyboard because there are some things down there that it's worth seeing. Let's see which one that is. That's one of these guys. I'll just put that there for right now. Good. Forward kinematics, we know about. You start from the back of something, right? And then you move it like this, and like this, and like this, and like this, and like this. And if you do it well, it's pretty convincing. But it's a lot of work. Like with this cup, what people wanted is they said, hey, I see the cup, and I just reach my hand out. I move this. Why can't I do that? And they figured you could if you can figure out where every other joint goes, which is called solving. Now, this gets into some very advanced robotic stuff, very advanced. But we're going to try a relatively simple version of it, which is called the pose tool. It is down here. It is this button here. I'm going to open my curve panel because we'll need that. It's okay that that's blocked right now. I mean, a little bit blocked. I'm going to click this, and when I click it, watch what happens to my Benson. What happens is every single center point is suddenly lit up. Now, what that means, and I'll show you, that means I can grab them and the rest will follow. So I'll have him move. Let's start with that. I'm going to keyframe my position, which is this keyframe here, on that one node. And we'll go up to, let's say, we'll go 4 seconds in. And we'll move them to here, let's say. So we now have this sort of movement going on. I want it to appear to be walking. So everything else I have to do is rotations. So let's open our side panel and let's select our entire skeleton, which should be here. Good. And I will, no, I'll leave body on too. You'll notice we have our curve editor, which right now, if we zoom out, should just be the moving of those two axes, which you'll see right there. Good. I want to keyframe the rotations on everything else. So I'm going to click this button, which is going to tell it to save my rotations. Like that. Now, let me turn everything off here. Let me go back. Do I need the screen real estate for that? Probably not. Although I'll push this down a little bit. Let me go back to my pose mode. Oh, yeah, I have to select the root. Select that, and then hit this. Now, I can lock a pin in place. So what am I going to lock in place? I'll lock his arms in place if I right mouse click it. See that turns red? And that turns red. And I'll do it on his legs here and here. And here's why I'm doing that. I can now grab his arm And I'll rotate this arm back. And notice how everything follows with it. I don't have to put those values in there. And I'll make this arm go forward. I'm going to Control Z. Good. You know what I should probably do? I should probably save, but I'll move this arm forward and then save. There's a lot of math going on right now. Let's save. File, save as. We're going to call this Benson 2 Rigged Pose Tool, so we know what we're using. 1. Okay. Now let's get those legs in action. That leg has to stay forward. This leg has to go back. Is it still pinned? It's probably still pinned. I'll find out if I grab this. Oh, let's click there. Let's make sure that's pinned. Ooh, Control Z, yes. Right mouse that to pin it. And then let's grab this foot. We'll move it back like that. Good. And we'll move this other one forward like that. And we'll have them go forward a bit to here, let's say. And let's swap those back now. We'll grab this one here. We'll move his arm forward like that, although maybe I want it further out this way. Yeah. And I'll push the other one back like that. And let's do the opposite thing with the legs, right? This is called a walk cycle, by the way, but it's not a particularly great one. It will probably work for what I need to do here. Ooh, see, the legs will twist sometimes. I can fix that by pushing these legs where I want them to be. There we go. And it's too far out. This is the downside to solving and inverse kinematics. Things can get pretty twisty, which is something to think about. This would always work. Control Z. This would always work better if I was doing just forward. But let's see what he's doing right now. Okay, he's got one sort of cycle. We'll make him do one cycle back. We'll say to here. And then we'll see if we can repeat that. I'd probably be better off doing this in plan views, just so you know, because then I wouldn't be twisting on a weird axis. Let's grab this one up here like that. Good. Now let's see if we get the feet to not be too dreadfully twisted. I'll move you up again, although I think I twisted it around. It's always my fault, obviously. It's my model, but as long as it looks okay, I don't really care. So much about animation is, does it look okay? And if the answer is yes, you're done. Now let's see what that's doing. There's a weird twist here. And you know what I think I'll do is I think I'll go to those keyframes. I'm going to turn off the pose tool. So now all that stuff is just locked in place. So what I have to do is I have to figure out where the keyframes are for it. If I select this, we should, under rotations, there they are. We should have 3 keyframes. You can see where they are. So let me go to this one, because that seems to be where things are going awry. Let's figure out where things are going awry, actually. Is it this guy? Oh, yeah, it's that guy. I wonder if I'll regret that. Let's see. That's going negative 20 degrees. And I can see those values over here, you'll note. What I want to see is what happens if I move that. Oh, yeah, see, this one's going 360 and should not be. Remember I said I spent a lot of time in curve editors? It's looking for stuff like this. Okay. That's sort of a walk, right? Sort of. Let's take a look at it. Let's hit play. Okay. Let's see if we can have him keep doing it over and over again, which will be a matter of cycling. I feel I'm going to have to select everything. And you see this looks like a mess of spaghetti. This is the way a curve editor looks. I don't want the position ones because they will, his position would then reset over and over again. But these are all the curve ones. And I can say when you're done, start over again. Let's see what that does. At the end, we will say repeat. And we'll see how poppy that gets. Actually, that doesn't look bad at all. I go here, and let me go to a mode that lets us see him a little better. You know what? Let's do this. I need to be able to see him well. And I hit play. And I can see there's a pop in that one leg, and I could fix that. I may as well. I'll show you how you look for those things. There, I can even see it. This is what a pop looks like when the lines don't match up. And generally, if I just do this, make them line up, I will have gotten rid of it. There's another one right there. And you know what it is? It's these guys, which I want to say is a Z rotation. Let me find out if I'm right about that. No, I'm not. Let's select those again. Okay. There's a little tiny one. Do we have any other rotations? That's the one I'm looking for, the Z. See that? This should eliminate all my pops. Let me see if I'm right about that. Play. Oh, I should have saved. Now it's auto-saving, so maybe I'm okay. I'm going to save now because I don't want to lose this work. File, save as. Let's save this as Pose Tool 2. Now let's go back to the beginning and let's hit that play button. And let's see if we get the feeling of Benson coming up towards us. I'll close this up. Still a couple little pops. Let's find them. Though you'll know how I find them. Pops in the arms right there. Go to my curve editor, select this arm. There they are. I'm glad they stick right out, right? Push this one to here, and push this one to here, and my arm should no longer pop. Yep. One more over there. We'll push this like that. And what about you? These two are off a little bit, a couple degrees, but why not make them correct? Like that, and like that. And let's see if our animation is good now. Okay, it's something. Now here's the thing about it. Stop playing. I want it to happen quicker now, because the speed he's walking at, those should happen more often. Let's select we'll select everything, and then I'll just control select the body so I don't have it. Because the body, I'm just changing the position. And what I want to do is, I want to look at all the keyframes. If I zoom out in this window, these are all my keyframes, every single one. I can draw a box around them, which selects every keyframe. And then, you see them down here, they go to frame maybe 48 or 50 or so. I click this tool, and it lets me change the duration that happens over. If I grab this and pull it, this squashes all the frames. And let's see what that is like in a smaller sequence. It's better. Let's go even further though. Oh, this is one of the reasons why having this window bigger might be good, and I should be able to. Oh, damn you! that should have stretched my window, but let's undo that because I think I'll regret it if I don't. Good. There's a tool here that is supposed to make my window see everything in a higher. I'm not going to try to mess around with it because there's a good chance I'll break it at this point. I get that same problem you guys have where I'm terrified of something flying apart after I put this much time into it. Good. Let's keep pushing this back. I want to push it back to maybe frame 30 or so. If I do that, I change everything about it. I really just want to grab this bar. Yeah. And now, when he walks, I'm amazed this hasn't crashed. Let's save. If I'm not amazed by it, we should save. Save as. I'll save this as 3. Deselect that. And I'm going to do something that will store all of my deformations so I can see it play better. Cache deformations, this guy. What this will do is this stores all of it so that when I play it now, it'll play at real speed. So that's what his walk looks like. Actually, if anything, it's maybe a little too quick now. So I would go back in there and I would change it around. That's a lot of animation tools and a lot of advanced animation stuff. If you want to try this pose tool, you have to do it after you've set up all your forward kinematics, which you can't do until you set up all your center points and do all the other things ahead of that. So you know how I said everything in animation is a fix on a fix and a fix and a fix and a fix? This is a fix from about maybe 1995 or 6 or so. And they're still working on this technology. Huge application for this technology is robots. With robots, they have a human take the end of the robot and move it, and it figures out all of this stuff here. But when things mess up, it can be very dangerous. Okay, that'll cover this lesson for now. Let me step out here. Good.